Sleepy eyes Chuck Todd. He's a sleeping son of a bitch. CNN, fake as hell, CNN. The worst. That Washington, D.C., got a lot of evil there. A lot of bad people, a lot of fake media. Look at them. A lot of fake media.
This is not shtick, it's not comedy. This is real and it's dangerous. During the campaign, this president talked about kicking people out and beating them up. People did get beat up. And the problem is now, when you make the press the enemy, which he has, there are people out here who are crazy enough to really feel that and to act on it. And, some of my dear colleagues who are going to some of these rallies, some of these rallies have been so tense, they've been fearful for their safety at times. All the president has to say is act on it, and people will turn. This is someone who has the power of life and death in his tongue and in his pen, and also the fact that people will turn on the press in a moment's notice. So this is not shtick. This is real for us. And we are covered by the founding fathers, these white men who covered all of us, not knowing that there would be social media or people like us covering the White House. So this is a dangerous game, and this president vowed to uphold the Constitution, and the free press is part of that. And he's going against his vow when he was inaugurated. So I take this seriously. And in the call our friend Chuck Todd, SOB, that was wrong. That was totally wrong. Chuck is a stalwart. He's fact-based, and he works hard at what he does. This is not right. Period.
This is the tension that I think we're getting at. Is it just comedy, or is it very serious? Let's look at how Chuck Todd addressed this on Meet the Press a few minutes ago. He had the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, on, and Todd, although Todd didn't reference himself, he brought up this issue of vulgarity.
Many people, including myself, raise their kids to respect the office of the presidency and the President of the United States. When he uses vulgarity to talk about individuals, what are they supposed to tell their kids?
Again, I'll be with my kids this morning, and I'll be focused on them on what the president is doing to protect the United States, its citizens, and more importantly,
so he's not immoral. Don't worry about his values. Don't worry about him as a role model.
I've never said that whatsoever. Obviously, there were a lot of funny moments on that rally.
Yeah, they were hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, there it is in a nutshell. Hilarious moments versus Chuck Todd being sarcastic about it.
Yeah, and this gets to the heart of something that, Selena Zito actually highlighted during the campaign, people taking him seriously but not literally. This is the increase in the riff you hear from Trump, members of the administration and fans and other apologists, which is that, look, don't listen to what he says. Watch what he does. And if you get worried about what he says, you don't have a sense of humor. And the reason that's ultimately insidious is because the words of a president do matter. And if ultimately that riff attacking the press is about undermining institutions that exist to hold power to account, that's dangerous as well, fundamentally.
Sleepy eye.
Okay, so in that clip you just heard what 45 had to say about Chuck Todd, then you heard what his I guess you could say his co-constituents had to say in response to that. And the first woman that was talking now was April Ryan, by the way. And then you heard what Chuck Todd had to say. Chuck Todd, he responded more in a sarcastic way, but I always say sarcasm is 50% joke, but 50% truth. But it's meant to really try to go over the heads of many people. I'm sure as much of a clown and joke as this 45 is, he'll probably catch it, but he'll pretend that it went over his head. And I was reading through the comments because this is posted up on CNN. And I was reading through the comments and someone had left a very interesting, but I believe to be truthful comment. And they said they believe that 45 is doing all of this because this is his way of trying to get out of the position that he's in. Remember, he ran on his campaign not thinking he was going to win. He didn't come flat out and actually say it, but he probably did. But I can't remember what his exact words were. He probably said, "I can't believe I actually won." That was a pretty much a put on notice that he ran this campaign just for entertainment purposes. He didn't think people would actually vote for him. But the thing is, when you listen to the things that he said and who he was talking to and who he was speaking to, they bought into it and they still buy into it to this day. But it's crazy. This man has been president, and I use that word loosely, for over a year. And he's still holding rallies as if he's campaigning to still win the election. I don't know any president that has ever done that. I know that presidents hold conferences and things of that nature, but to still continue to hold rallies, like people holding up signs saying "Make America Great Again," but if you looked at Chuck Todd's face while he was being sarcastic when he was being interviewed on Meet the Press, he looked like if he could jump through that screen and punch 45 dead in his face, he would have. But I truly believe he's doing this for attention, and people are enjoying it because he's a ratings draw. They see him as nothing more as entertainment, and his supporters eat it all up. I said the joke is going to be on them at the end of the day. I didn't vote for the guy. As a matter of fact, I didn't vote in this election, and I don't feel bad that I didn't. I mean, look at who we were about to get. We were either going to get Hillary Clinton, who wouldn't have been for us, or we was going to be with 45, which we now have, who still definitely isn't for us either. So it's like, but all I'm going to say, the only thing he's ever done right now is give out wake-up call after wake-up call after wake-up call. Now, I knew we were going to get a wake-up call. We've been getting wake-up calls for a while, but I think this is the wake-up call that the colonizing community is getting. But many of them are so dumb, they haven't even realized it yet. Or maybe they have, but they're acting real naive. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments.